Yo, what's good and welcome back. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna make today. I know it's either gonna be dubstep, trap, or future bass. 140 BPM. It's gonna be lit. If I sound a bit stuffed up, it's because of the hay fever. It's not even spring yet. It's barely spring. We're still in February. And somehow these trees have come back with this pollen on a vengeance tip, and I'm getting punched in the face. I took a tablet already, so hopefully that's gonna kick in. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. I use kits like this because it's so quick. My plan is to just make loads and loads of 16 sampled kits and just make sure that each one of the 16 is exactly what I want. So when I'm making new videos, I just load it up and bam, I'm ready to go. Now this kit is a stock kit, so they're making kits for the masses. It doesn't mean I'm gonna like all 16 sounds in them, but we'll see what we can do. Could even mix the two. That's gonna be nice. And that, let's get a basic beat. I wanna keep it simple, but obviously still interesting, which is the finest, magical, mysterious art that everyone is trying to do. That kick. It would be so easy to start thinking that I need to use all 16 of these sounds when you really don't. And I guess that could still be randomized even more. Actually, if I move that here and mute it. I like that. You see that? It's like the beat opens and closes. Let's just create some space, pitching it up and taking out some of the low end with this filter. How can I forget the most important thing? Groove. So what that groove has done is obviously just made things not perfectly in time, move things off the grid, but in an actual way that was performed by someone else. I don't know who made that groove, but we've kind of imprinted that kind of groove onto this, and you can put it on anything really. Moving on. Dirty. I'm trying to make it talk with the drum pattern by getting in those gaps. I'm trying to think, what wouldn't you do normally with this? Thinking outside the box. Something like that. That's what I want. Hopefully that captured it. That captured MIDI though, come on. I just hear 808, boom. Is that C minor? Oh, we gotta change the key, man. Okay, so let's double everything. We don't have the low note for the first time. Second time it comes in. Saturate. To be fair, I should have some presets that I use for this, but I don't have any. Should we go and find some? I mean, we could play with that. To be honest, we might as well start low and get up there. And that way you can let the bottom end through and the kick. Bit fiddly, bit fiddly, bit fiddly. I might want that every single time actually. Good thing is you can just copy it nicely. It's not crazy enough though, is it? We cut it off every up. I'm just experimenting. something like that. I'm gonna start, that's the merch, something like that, something like that. I'm getting that on t-shirts, bro. For when you're producing, you know the vibes. It's always maybe, possibly. So we need a sub underneath. Luckily, I favorited some from before. This is what it's about, curation, man. Especially when you're against the clock. Now we've got to match the rhythm because the rhythm's different. But it needs to be sustained. There, simple. And we're just gonna stick the same saturator on the 808 that I did on this one. We're gonna dash that one up as well. Why not? Start at 50, 50, and then went up to 100 real quick. Nice. That's dirt. I hear something like melodic on the turnaround. But then you need other instruments around it to accent that gap. I don't know what it's doing down there. It's gonna take so much like detail. It's not gonna be hard, but it's like really refining it and simplifying it. That's gonna be the way that you really bring out the best of these sounds. I'm the kind of guy that plays with the idea like over and over until I make it as best that I think it can be, like till I can't think it can be any better. See, that's even better already. Effects, field recordings. I feel like birds, but there's a lot of noise underneath it. Some niceness. I'm just taking bits that I like. Chip, chip, chip. Let's get rid of some of this noise. That's better. That's when you know we're just open to everything. If we're just thinking about birds and insects, then we're obviously keeping things free and experimental. We can copy the EQ that I've done for this. Okay, let's go with like lead, chords. Boom. I think this is it. Let's try this. Cool, let's get a percussion loop for this part. And then we're gonna double back to the sound and change it from a piano. How we get from that to that doesn't make any sense. So I'm actually gonna mix those two like this. Something I don't do usually, but hey. And balance it that way. If you're grouping instruments and one was playing in a different octave, you wanted one a bit lower or a bit higher, but it's grouped and racked, then just throw a pitch MIDI in there in front of whichever sound you want to change, and it will only affect that sound. But one thing to note is that grouping instrument racks uses slightly more CPU than if you just had multiple tracks on the side. I should have some kind of rack in here called something. Sounds like a guitar. The annoying thing is there's so many directions this can go and time is ticking. And there's so many things you're controlling, the melodies, the rhythms. I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. It's funny, as you build it, you kind of lock yourself into the idea, so you can't change much. You kind of have to say, this is what it is, and make a new idea the next day or something like that. Oh, some Vox. And now I've got a Rasta dude. Rasta dude, where would you be?
Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last drop.
That's so cliche dubstep if I do that right. Very cliche.
Come again, pull up that from. Come again, pull up that from the top. 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 Come again, pull up that from the top.
It's a vibe though, but it's like I think that's it. That's cold. That's actually cold. That's cold. Let's wrap this up. It needed a vocal. Ugh. Ah. That snare. So that is it for this video. Man, I am tired. That beat has color and energy, and I don't know what that vocal is doing, but when I come back in the future, it's gonna sound fresh to me. Right now, I've heard it so many times that even when I edit this video, I might be like, bro, what was you doing adding that last little thing? But that's how it goes. That is the process. And I hope you've enjoyed watching the process. I hope you've been inspired. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that more of these videos can reach more people and we can inspire more people to produce better music. That's it for me in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.